Good morning. It's Monday morning, and I want to slip in a different kind of thought for our morning devotional, and then we'll get back to the Psalms tomorrow. But it occurs to me that this is a time, because of this pandemic, that we are tempted to identify far too quickly an enemy and kind of place a lot of our fear, anger, apprehension on that person. It can be in our home, it can be in our business, it can be in our church, it can be the person on the news, right? We begin to think that that person over there represents my enemy. And I think it's a good reminder to read what Paul really wanted us to understand about our true enemy. It's out of Ephesians. We did this work in January, but it's a good reminder. Ephesians 6:12, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in this heavenly realm, in the heavenly realms. And I guess my reminder to you this week, as you start this week, is to not be quick to identify your enemy as the person with a different view, or the person that is in your home, or the person that is even confronting you, and see that there are spiritual forces that are alive and well, seeking to drive wedges and to divide and to get us to rationalize violence verbally or others against others. There's forces in this country. There's forces, spiritual forces, trying to do this in the country. I think it's just an amazing time as to how active there are in terms of spiritual forces that are seeking to divide us and get us to mistrust and to hate and to vent. And so I guess my reminder to you as part of our church is I was just talking about this with Lance last week. What does it look like to create that place where we make this a lot simpler? We decide in our day-to-day life where we're going to learn to um, display what love looks like in our home, in our neighborhood, in our church, in our work. We're going to bring peace with us. We are going to be a well differentiated, non anxious presence. So, as the world gets ramped up, we are going to be the one place that is at peace because our trust is in God. Our battle, that's part of the battle, is to go enter into the world and just be that force for peace and not getting ramped up as our enemy would want us to. If we want to see an enemy, we have to see those spiritual forces as our enemy, and we have to pray against those enemies that would seek to stir us towards those things. So it's just a thought for you today, this week, this day, to not allow the enemy to screw with you, but to enter the world and do one simple thing. I will figure out what love looks like. I'll follow Jesus into the world and figure out what love looks like in my life. If Jesus lived my life, what would it look like? That's the question we want to ask ourselves today. Grace and peace to you.